What is up, all you beautiful people? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a great clip from Nickmercs. It is a great debate that I can't wait to discuss with all of you guys about Warzone streamers and players in general that go to LAN and don't show up, and what is concerning to him competitively in this space. It's going to be a banger, but also huge shouts to all of you guys for watching. If you guys are esports fans, we have officially partnered with Thunderpick for esports betting. If you guys do choose to actually bet, please 18 plus only, and do it responsibly, guys. But speaking of responsibility, let's play this clip out there. I'm responsible to tell all of you guys about this one, as Nickmercs is talking about Warzone and maybe some Apex competitors who went to LAN over the past couple of months and maybe didn't show up, and has him questioning if they're legit or not.
Why did all the top streams do so bad, Utex included? People were throwing that back in my face. They were saying, they were throwing it back in my face, but they were like using the words that I've said to like say that everybody's cheating. I said, direct quote, when people perform incredible online consistently and then they go to LAN and they're horrible, that's concerning. And it's usually a telltale sign that not all is right. Chad, do you agree? Do you agree? Like if a motherfucker's goated in his room, okay, and he's just popping off, he looks like the best ever. TBE, bro, the GOAT. And then he goes to LAN and he's just a biggity bot. I mean, that's, I think it's fair to be concerned, you know? However, we need to be fair when we're saying this, because that doesn't just mean that everybody that underperforms is cheating. There's nerves, there's like anxieties and shit. Like you know, you got all kinds of stuff. You're not in the comfort of your little room anymore, man. So it's a little bit difficult to perform on LAN on a stage in front of a crowd. I mean, for sure, that's a thing. But what I'm talking about is not nerves. I'm talking about like just the consistency in the shot, the consistency in the character movement, how they play, how confident they're like, just everything across the board.
And really, he wants to kind of hone in on a point, because we know, all right, this is kind of giving ammunition to a lot of the hacker hunters and the accusations and the casual viewer base who loves to just throw everyone under the bus as a potential cheater. You guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not judging you guys, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Whenever there's a Warzone player, whenever there's an Apex player or a Call of Duty player, a lot of esports out there, whenever there is someone who is popping off online, people love to throw out the good old cheating accusation. This even goes to Valorant, CSGO. We've seen a bunch of young up-and-comers who always face those same accusations until they actually pan out on LAN, prove themselves on LAN, to which Nick just says, if you are a god online and then you play pretty bad at LAN, it's questionable.
There were a couple people on LAN, I think, you know, that underperformed, and it is a little bit concerning. And then there also were a couple people that underperformed, and what I mean by that is like you know, their placement isn't great, but you're seeing the same type of shots, the same movements. It's a battle royale. It's RNG. Not everybody's going to be able to get top 10. You know what I mean? Like, not everybody can do well when they go to the LAN. That's essentially the best Call of Duty lobby in the world. It's going to be hard for everybody to do well. Somebody's got to get the dick, right? I mean, it's just the way it goes. I mean, even me, I've gone to LAN so many times and popped off. And I've had, like, the biggest, craziest times on LAN. I've had the whole crowd going nuts. We're popping off. We're doing, I mean, in a bunch of different games, a bunch of different times in gaming. But I've also gone to LAN and gotten the fucking penis. I have. It's like, you know, you're not always going to do great, and there's a lot of things that play into that. But if you've gone to LAN and the only time you've gone to LAN, you had a bad time, and then at home you're a god, all I'm saying is, if that's the case for you, like if that's the shoe, let's build the shoe, and the shoe is you went to LAN, you didn't do great. At home, you're a god. If that's the shoe that you're in, it's a little questionable. And you should be put in a place where it's not like, okay, he's cheating, but you should definitely be put in a place where it's like, oh, look, hey, listen, you need to prove, you know, that you're fucking him. Because we're not seeing the correlation here between the gameplay at home and the gameplay on LAN. You know what I mean?
And this dude even goes on to say that Swag's not good enough to be considered a cheater, which I was like, I mean, I was out of nowhere. Swag's just catching strays.
if it walks like a duck, bro, Hama, listen, I see your comments, bro. You have to understand that people have bad games. People take bad shots. People make bad decisions. It's like any other high level competition, like sports, whatever the fuck. I mean, bro, LeBron doesn't go out and have a crazy night every night. You know what I mean? There's going to be nights where he's just off. I mean, it could have been that for a guy that went to play LAN. It doesn't just mean that he's cheating. But at the same time, I do agree with my original statement. If you are a god at home and you go to a LAN and you don't do well at all, it's questionable for sure. I don't get how anybody can disagree with that. I'm saying that there's a lot of players right now that I'm alluding to that, you know, can be a little concerning. We talking about Aiden? Bro, you're talking about Aiden? My Aiden? You guys think my Aiden cheats? You're fucking high if you think that. You know how many lands that kid's popped off at? Come on, bro. I mean, what? Get real, man. Nobody thinks Aiden cheats. Just you, apparently. Husker, Z-Laner, Swag, Symphony, etc. No. Swag's not good enough to be considered a cheater. Symphony has been to LANs, high-level Fortnite LANs, and has played well. He's not a cheater. Huskers has played. I'm pretty sure he's played LANs, and he's gone from game to game to game, and he's popped off on some of the biggest tournaments. There's no way he's cheating.
But he does bring up a good point, and I'm not sure if he was directly referencing the Warzone LAN, that being the World Series of Warzone, because around that same time, we also had ALGS champs, where a lot of people were not showing up. I'm going to assume he was talking about the World Series of Warzone, but I could be wrong. But he went on to reference a bunch of Warzone streamers, which again, you talk about this, and he also does correct himself by saying it's not a one-off, right? There are nerves, there's RNG, there's a lot of skill involved, there's a lot of luck involved too. There's a lot of factors that go to playing any game on LAN against, you know, when it comes to World Series of Warzone, 50 of the best trios in the world. But there were some people who were very good online that really didn't show up on LAN. I'm not here to name any names because that's just, I'll leave you guys to speculate. But certainly, when it comes to the Warzone scene, if there are anyone that maybe seems untrustworthy, if there's a scene that may seem untrustworthy or face the most accusations, you guys can't deny it, right? It's definitely the Warzone scene above any other esport, any other video game, hands down, bar none.
You giving all these little nerds ammo, they think all streamers are cheaters. Yeah, but my point is like, you can think what you want. At the end of the day, if somebody goes to LAN and proves that they're popping off, then it's done. The case closed. If they go to LAN, they play like shit. I'm just saying, I agree that it's concerning. I don't get how anybody can't agree with that. You know, I don't think everybody's cheating, but I think that there's for sure a lot of sketchy fucking shit. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Is he later? I mean, he seems like a good guy. You know, I mean, I don't think he's cheating. I don't know, though. You just never know until they go to these LANs and they actually perform, you know? Is he later, Destroy, and Clutch Belk, they got first place, I think. Didn't they get a bunch of kills and win a map in that tournament? I think that proves enough to me. You know, if they're going out there and doing that. They won game 2. Yeah, bro, if they're getting a win in a lobby like that, I don't think that it's enough to be concerned. I think that checks him off the list is what I would say. You know? Yeah, Alberto, exactly. You don't need to go out there and be MVP. You just have to look like you can compete. You need to look like you're doing your thing. And then there's really no concern. The shit that I'm alluding to is when you're a god at home and then you pull up to the event, which, I mean, you know, granted, it's a high level event, so it's not going to be like every lobby you see from these guys back home. But when you pull up and you just look like a complete bot, it's concerning, man. It's for sure concerning. And like you said, a bad day isn't proof that you're a cheater, but it also doesn't mean that you're not. Exactly. That's my point. Just like Alberto said. You know, if you have a bad day on LAN, it doesn't just equal that the guy is cheating because he played bad on LAN. Nick said if they play bad on LAN, then he's cheating. Listen, you have one example of a LAN where the dude who performs well at home played like shit, yes, it's concerning. It doesn't just mean he's a cheater. Done. Fine. Okay? But people be just saying everybody is not cheating. That's crazy. I mean, you just don't know. You don't know. Clock is a cheater for sure. Yeah, he's 100% a cheater.
I love when Nick goes on these rants because it's interesting, seeing a top streamer, even himself, kind of like come to terms and say like some of these people are questionable. And although that does give ammunition to hacker hunters and accusations, it also does make you wonder, okay, who does he think is maybe not believable, right? Who's maybe, I don't know, maybe not legit, which is crazy when you think about it. Who has gotten away with it for so long? And I know the comments are going to be crazy on that one, but what do you guys think? It's always interesting when Nickmercs talks about these big topics. Obviously, we got to break it down. Till next time, take care of yourselves, all right? Enjoy some water and coffee. We'll catch you back here soon. Take care.